is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to another 7 Express Live. I am your host, David from Top Bunk Sports. I got two of my other hosts in here. Shout out to AP. Shout out to Chris. What's going on, fellas?
Yo,
What up? What up?
what's up, guys?
Chris,
Yo,
Going on? What's going
Chris
on?
came back from Florida and didn't bring no heat with him at all. Like no heat.
yo, I'm sorry. I took the heat with me to Florida. I come back, I left them the cold over there. I'm sorry, my guys. That's what happens. I just want to say, yo, Happy New Year's to everybody out there. You know,
Happy New Year,
these guys
2025.
made an amazing last episode. It was great.
Oh.
Top 10 games,
tried.
man. Wish I could have been in that combo, but I was bringing the crowd back with me.
We tried, man. We tried. I don't know how we pulled through. I think I saw AP at
Well,
one point. AP was
Yo,
going off.
I was like, yo, we ending this at this point. Like, what was I gonna say, Chris? At that point, where were you around? What time did we do it? Like, we did it like around 9. Where were you in the United States by 9 o'clock that day?
At 9 o'clock, I tell you, I was getting to Maryland.
Oh, you were. Did you make it in one day, or did it take you
what?
like 2 days?
I passed by and shout out to my man Iman. I was just checking on his well-being because his Baltimore Orioles was. I don't know what they're doing down there, so I had to pass by and give him a little checkup. So I hope that man's doing good.
Listen, that brother right now is saying his final goodbyes at this point. He's going on a hiatus. He might have checked himself into a rehabilitation center at this point. Who knows? I don't know. I
Can't blame him, man.
Listen. You imagine if the Mets signed Charlie Morton? Let's break it down for a second. Do you imagine if the Mets would have signed Charlie Morton? How this fan base would have been?
The problem is, whatever we do, we get criticized. Whatever we don't do, we get criticized. No matter what we do, we get criticized. So that's why I say when people look at these power rankings and the Mets are this and the Mets are that, where the Mets rotation is going to be, making fun of our rotation. You know what I say? We're in 30 on everything. Our offense going to be 30. Our pitching going to be 30. Our bullpen's going to be 30. Don't worry about it. We'll be 30.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm cool with it. Like at this point, what's the point of arguing with anybody? Like, might as well just accept what the rankings are and prove everybody wrong, like we did last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, sorry, man. My son.
You never gotta apologize. Yo, we got kids, we got family. Like,
I'm the only
my
one
kids
that
are knocked out right now. So, like, we New Yorkers, we're always surrounded by somebody. It is what it is.
I'm the only one that don't got kids. Like, I don't want kids. I don't want kids.
Daddy knows us, ladies and gentlemen. Daddy knows us. He might have some kids.
Daddy knows
we
don't know.
I mean,
I don't. I'm good. I told my mother. My mother made a joke the other day. She was like, "Hey, it'd be cool if eventually down the line I have a grandchild." And I said,
"Wow,
I said,
you want a grandkid right now?"
I said, "Wait, ma, hold up, chill, hold on. I still haven't finished living yet."
Word of advice: take your time, boy. Tell you, take your time.
Nah, listen, I'm happy.
Wow. But, if listen to Chris. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, listen, yo.
That's all don't be in no rush.
Right, but I also don't want to be in AP's position where I gotta take my son to a Met game and he don't want nothing to do with it. Yo, bro, wasting $100 on tickets and that kid wants nothing to do with the game. He's like, "No, Dad, no. I don't even want to be here. Like, why'd you take me?"
I think my son likes the idea of eating. Like, I think he's like, "Oh, if I go to the stadium, I'm gonna get food."
You're gonna be a chef.
And then when he eats the food, he's like, "Can we go home now?" That's basically what I'm raising a fat kid. That's basically what I'm doing.
But enough with the family circumstances. Let's get into the first thing we want to talk about it. Shout out to Keith from Shane's Sons. Shout out to the Pope from Queens Baseball. Shout out to everybody from Queens Baseball, man. They held a really dope space. They had the one and only Will Simon on, man. That was a dope experience just being in there, listening to a guy. I mean, we all read his articles. I think he is the number one Met reporter that we all believe in and that we all read on a daily basis whenever stuff comes out. So
do we remember what tier Twitter had him at? Is he tier 2?
I heard tier 2. I heard tier 2. But I think that's a slap in the face. I would always put him.
Nah, he's a reliable source. He's a reliable source.
If I don't see Will Simon, I don't believe it.
Exactly.
And shout out to him. I don't know if he's even like remotely watching this, but he really is a reliable source, and he takes his crap. Like what he said about having integrity and really why he takes his time with getting the sources and making sure that what he puts out there is true. Like it's refreshing to know that we have journalists that still have a little bit of integrity and aren't just rushing to be like, yo, the Giant signed arson judge. And look,
Man,
that's
poor
no
man
dig.
ain't
That's
gonna
no
let
dig
yo.
on Heyman. I like Heyman a lot. I'm just
That
playing.
man's gonna have that on his grave, bro. Holy
Oh
shit,
man,
bro.
I
No way
love
to let it
Heyman.
go.
I think Heyman gets too much heat for no reason. He's a baseball lifer. So
I think
it's
Keith
dope.
McPherson kind of try to give him
Yeah.
something, and he
Well,
just
well,
Look who we
John
talking.
Heyman
Look who we
said,
talking
eh.
about, bro.
Yeah,
Kid,
John
Kid,
Heyman
Kid
said, eh.
McPherson is a joke. Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that, man.
Yeah, there's really not much to say when you make posts about my
And which,
team. You can't.
yo,
Yeah.
my saliva is precious. I cannot spend it on that shit.
Hey, I don't blame you, dog. I feel like that with Frank the Tank.
Keith is more like to me, he's like the mascot of the Yankees. Like if you running outside doing idiotic start spreading the news like a dummy, like yo, you all right, then be the mascot. And you talk more
Trust
about
me.
the Mets than we do, so you know.
Trust me. I'll tell. I'm firsthand here. I started spreading the news as soon as Aaron Judge dropped that fly ball, but we ain't gonna get into that one. Yeah, that's another one. But yeah, I'll start with AP first. Give me a takeaway on what exactly, like how you felt about Will Salmon in the space and what you thought in terms of the questions that were being asked and how he answered them. Like what you thought about the whole vibe with him and being.
I mean, one, it was dope to have him there. Like the fact that we were able to get a journalist of his ilk into a space to like pick his brain is really dope. Like I think that he said he was going to be there for about 20 25 minutes. He ended up being like there for like 40 45. So he blessed us today, and it's dope to just have that type of interaction with anybody. Like he didn't come off like he was better than us or anything. He really was like was very humble, and he came across very knowledgeable. And I love that that everybody on Queens baseball Twitter really showed out and came up with really intelligent questions. Like shout out to you, Top. Like I think like for somebody that's really
Great
trying to
question.
get into this game and really be about like the like on like that media tip, like for you like to try to make like those type of connections and everything. I think it's a smart move, and I think it's always good to like ask questions of those of people that are in the business. So I think that your question was well received, and that he did an awesome job answering it. Like I mean, we even had a celebrity DMX came on for a second, and he actually like asked a question, and I was like, yo, I can't even believe that. Like I was
This
like, yo,
man,
that's crazy. Especially since God bless the dead, he's been gone for a little bit, but for him to get on a space and like ask a question
yo,
was
this man
crazy.
said
This
DMX.
dude. Yo, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Hey.
DMX is yo. He was
Shout out
writing
to my dogs, yo. Shout out to my dogs. Nah, I just what?
Usted es una mierda.
No, I just
Yo,
I asked
sorry,
that
hit the
question.
HAP button.
So, I asked that question because I kind of figured that everybody that was gonna go up there was gonna ask about the Mets, and you could always, you only know God only knows how many chances we're gonna get to speak to somebody like that. That we follow on a nonstop basis, and you could always know about what his mind is or where it's at when it comes to the Mets just by reading his articles. So I didn't really want to ask him so much about the Mets because I knew everybody else was. I wanted to pick his brain on an advice for somebody like me, for somebody like maybe Keith, for somebody maybe like Keith is like his brother, like people that are trying to get into this social media content world, but not only in the content part, the journalism part. Because I think writing articles and really putting information out there when you're not always doing it on live camera, I think that's important as well. So I wanted to just pick his brain just about that because, again, I'm sure he went through a process of trying to get to where he's at. Like it wasn't nothing easy. He had to go through a whole different type of thing. I'm sure school was involved. So for the up and comers, I really wanted just to see what advice he could give out there because again, who knows when's the next time we're gonna talk to him. And a lot that he does, I'm trying to get into that as well. So yeah, I wanted to kind of ask a non-Met question because everybody else is gonna ask it. So yeah, but AP, if you're finished, I'll ask the same question to
Oh, yeah.
Chris.
And Chris, before you go, just want to give a shout out. I just tuned in to YouTube to see if we were just talking by ourselves. We got 58 people up in here. Shout
Hey,
out to
yo,
you guys.
shout out to
Salute. Like,
58 people.
thank you guys
Yeah,
for
shout out to
being
the
here with
60,
us
man.
talking Mets.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's in the middle of the on a Sunday, y'all chose to watch us, man. So I appreciate y'all. But Chris, yeah, I'll ask the same question to you. What you think about the space, and what you think about Salmon in terms of the answers that he gave to everybody's question?
Yeah, sure. But well, first I want to shout out to Keith and Keyshawn and
Yes,
Rube,
sir.
Queens Baseball. Yo, these guys put in work in the load, man. Nobody and like Keith said, bro, and I truly believe this. You know, this content creators and all of them are great. I follow
Mhm.
AB from Death Do Me Do Us Part, John Chapanaro. You know, our man Anthony Rivera. Shout out to him. You know, everybody. If I miss you guys, yo, I listen to all you guys.
The
But shout
Rico.
out to
You gotta
Keith
love
and the
the Rico.
Rico Bronia. Shout out to Keith because he puts in the work on the low. Like Keith has put it
Yeah,
in
man.
work, and to give us love, and he really is making this for ever people. Yo, I never thought I was gonna do a podcast. Never thought that. And look at me, what I'm doing right now. And it's because of
Uh,
Keith. I saw Keith, and I was like, and Keith and his brother, and I was like, you know what? I could probably do it not for competition, not for the clicks and all that. It's just to talk
I'm.
baseball, and
I
that's
mean,
all
shout
it
out to
was.
them
That's
because shout out to them because they I was on their very first like small video,
yeah,
and it was
that's true.
opening day of the
That's
of
true. I
the
remember.
2023 season, and the advice that Keith has given out to me, I don't know how many other advice he's given out to other people, but I know in private conversations with the advice that he's given me and just being able to give me tips on how to grow and stuff like that, like I can never I will always hold those dear to my heart just because he could have just been like that's do whatever you got
Yeah.
to do, but he
Hmm.
really had a conversation with me privately and was like, yo, if you do it this way, if you do it that way. Now, no, I'm not really good with advices, so sometimes I kind of moved it to the side. But I will never forget those advice, and I will always use his
Nah,
talking
that's what's
points,
up, man.
what he's given me, what he's been able to tell me on the low, and just the fact that he's been able to get a platform that he's created and open it to everybody that he knows.
Hmm.
Not only keeping it for him and his brother, but always saying, "Yo, I want to use this platform that I created for me and my brother, and kind of open it to everybody else that they may not be content creators, but it's a better way to get their voice out there
Yeah.
with not just Twitter." So he's been able to grow that, and again, they're if they haven't, I gotta check, but they're already at 500 followers. They're growing, man. One of the best
Yeah.
Mets content, one of the best Mets content creators right now, man. So
I
please go
smell
give
a
them a follow.
crossover. I smell a crossover.
Yeah. I
You
Nah,
respect it.
but
I
imagine?
respect.
nah, but it's dope to
No,
give
but
people the flowers when you could give it to them. Like I think
yeah.
Yeah,
that
man.
like they're like the baseball intelligence it just comes off. Like you
Yes.
can't
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't and the passion for it. So like I've always tried to push him to like do as much as he can because I think like that kid could like like
Yeah.
get out of here with it and
Would love to have
like
him on
in
soon. So
5 years whatever, like when we're like seeing him on SNY calling games, like I'm not gonna be surprised. So
you
Yeah.
imagine
That's.
Keith saying it's out of
Oh,
here.
he
oh,
just
it's a
he
wrap.
just gotta
Oh,
stop
it's a
telling
wrap.
people to stop being like assholes. Like if he could get that out there, like like
Oh, yo,
he's gonna be
I
on
can see it.
SNY.
I can see it. I can see it. One of our starting pitchers, he's broadcasting the game. Our starting pitcher's giving up 4 home runs already, and you just hear him on the broad. Este mamá,
Yeah, no, and then we're gonna be like,
coño.
did he really say that on
He
SNY?
really
I
did. Yo,
don't
Keith,
know.
you good, bro? You
Yeah,
forgot
I
you're on live
don't
TV?
know.
Hold up,
I
wait.
don't know. When
Yeah,
Gary
but
Cohen decides to hang it up and we go urban Latin, it's gonna be super
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
We're gonna see.
I mean,
no,
we're already
that'll
heading
be
there
some
that
cool
way.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's
But
going
yeah,
like that. But we hope to have him on
Yeah.
soon.
yeah,
But
of
yeah, keep going,
course.
Chris.
No, yeah, I want to say with Will Salmon, what he came across was like he felt like one of us. Like it really felt that way. But he's very detailed to his answers. He tried to not give up too much logical, like too obvious answers. But he also had thoughts of like he was giving his opinions, not actual what the team is doing, but actually what he wants the team to do too. So that came out to cross like, wow, this guy's like like a fan too. Like that's what it came
Right.
across for
Right.
me. But cool, man, bro. Hope he keeps putting out those articles and keep giving us those that love on social media. He said he'll be back again anytime you want. Like so, that's somebody yo, bro. Like that's what's up, man. Who else you see doing that shit
Right.
for community?
Yeah,
So
man.
I
He's been showing
really
us love
appreciate
since
that.
he showed us a lot of love in that space. And again, I hope you continue with the articles, man. Keep us active while this rest of this free agency is going on. Because
Whatever
gotta
this
this
is, whatever this is.
Well, I mean, right now, I know the watch. The watch is telling me we're in the end of the second day of the Vladdy watch, right? So I'm sure he's probably like looking at a clock, looking and saying
shot
to himself, like,
Shout out to
"Yo,
Flip,
where is
man.
Vladdy right now? Like, where, he has to
shout
be.
out
Is he at JFK or maybe
oh
LaGuardia?"
man. Shout out to the flips out there that convince people or that try to open everybody's minds out there. Shout out to Master Flip, yo.
You know,
Only
he.
man I
I'll
If
know.
you
say this,
haven't,
but
if you have not, you need to watch that video because he
yeah.
will convince you that your mom is not your mother. So just telling you.
I mean, listen, it got Yankee fan attention. Yankee fans are giving him shit, so he's doing something right.
I
Regardless,
tell you
he's doing
what,
something right.
if that shit happens, bro, I'm not giving him any slander. I'm gonna be like, you know
I
what,
can't.
bro?
Son.
I can't.
You
I can't.
goaded for this, at least for
I
this off
can't.
for this
Nah, we
year, you goaded.
gotta give him like we have the Pope, so he has to get some title too, right? Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
gotta
he's
move
gotta
Man,
be up
to
there.
man,
the most
Um,
royal flip. I don't know.
yeah,
Instead of master, it's gonna be royal flip. I don't know. Royalty
I
flip.
mean, I know I can't give him shit because I'll be the first motherfucker to buy Vladdy's
But
jersey if he
he
comes.
has 5 more days like the ring. He has 5 more days, or that woman's
Yeah.
gonna come out the screen. Like it's gonna be like,
and take him.
and then I guess he loses Twitter. I don't know what happens at that point. I don't know.
Was there anything in terms of what Will Salmon said? I mean, I think what was kind of refreshing to me was kind of when they asked him about the Garrett Crochet situation. It's just because you always hear about what came out and what the speculation was on why the Mets didn't go for it all the way. So the fact that he was able to kind of put the nail in the coffin in terms of why that trade didn't get done, I think that was like okay, good. Like I don't have to feel so like damn, you know what I'm saying? Because when Boston got him and then it came out a couple of days later that the Mets didn't want to give up. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Acuna. I was like, okay, like I respect it, but I was like, damn, you imagining like Crochet in this rotation. So I was still having some of that, like fuck, man. But him coming out there and actually saying in space, like, yo, like the reason why they didn't go full board was because of the prospects, and Boston. If you look at their prospect 1 through 20, they're loaded. They were loaded before they made that trade. So it kind of felt good to kind of put a last a stamp on it, and finally get that actual thing that we are like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Now we know for good.
I agree
Was
with
there
you.
any?
And I was just gonna say, like, we just got our like farm system like on track. I think
Right.
that we for a long time have had either through trades or whatever, like or just the Wilpons owning the team, just like whatever reason we were shit. Like we just didn't really have a lot of farm system that people really respected. Through Cohen's money and making some smart decisions in terms of trades, whatever, our farm system seems to be going up now. I just don't think we have the prospects to make these trades that are going to compete with teams like a Boston that had those prospects that are like to that point that you could just be like, boom, like let's make that trade. Now, I would have, like you're saying, I would have loved to have brought him. I think he would have been a difference maker. How much more confident would you have been going into the season having him on top of the rotation with, like, let's say Mania, and that's a big if we even sign
Mhm.
Mania
Right.
after making that trade, because who knows? I don't know what the Mets realistically were thinking, but you would have had those three, Senga, Mania, and Crochet all together, man, and then Peterson 4, and then you could throw in Montas 5. That rotation probably would have been one of the best in baseball. So it would have been nice to see, but I mean, what could you do at this point? Like we just have to regroup. I really do just want to put out the positive vibes that Stearns knows what he's doing, and he's building the roster the best way he knows how, and he's giving us the best chance to win. So we just got to sit and wait and see where he goes with it. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to dream. It would have been nice to have him, but we don't. At this point, Boston has a kid that could potentially be good. But there are drawbacks too, because I mean, we don't know. Like, could he replicate it again? Injury, stuff like that. So you never know, because pitching nowadays is very hard to stay healthy. But we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
Chris?
Well, the Crochet, I'm on the other side of the boat. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even want Crochet. I didn't want him.
Okay.
Like, not because of the prospects, not because of the. I don't care about trading prospects. I could trade all of them if I don't care. Prospects are suspects at the end of the day. Everybody says, like, we're old enough to know. Like Fernando Martinez. Do I have to mention names? My Lasting Millage. We didn't get Manny because Matt Lasting Millage. Let's just remind people that.
That is true. That is true.
But
yeah, I'm still not over that, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, nice to refresh your mind.
If you're not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
My only thing was to go.
They had the poster. Do you remember that? Like, Manny, come on, man.
So my only thing with the Crochet thing is that we already had a Clay Holmes in that situation. Remember, Clay Holmes is coming to be a starter.
Right.
Crochet is doing the same exact thing. I know he has nasty stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like that kid's shit is nasty. But the problem is they were controlling his innings because they were scared that he wasn't gonna last long. Like, if you notice, the end of the inning, the game that he pitched against us, just remember that game. He was pitching like a no-hitter in 4 innings, and they took him out.
It took Lindor to take him deep.
Lindor, of course. So the MVP is gonna do that.
Right. That's it. Yeah, no shocker.
That's what they do. That's what MVPs do. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of stuff that like worried me a little. So I was not too much. Like, if you didn't have to give too much for him, like, whatever, yeah. And I understand the contract and this $2 million, you cannot beat that. But at the end of the day, if he becomes a reliever again, what did we really do? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have two Clay Holmes in the same rotation. Like, that's the way I looked at it. Now, people can kill me, cannot agree with me and everything, but that was my opinion. I didn't really want him, but if you would have got him, you think I'm gonna be mad? No, I'm not gonna be mad.
No, right.
I don't. Right. But that was the way I was looking at it. Like, we already have a Clay Holmes. We already have a Montas. We have 2 projects already. Like, enough of the project. Like, I know Crochet is nice. I know, but I just didn't. I got to see more sample size. That's all my thing was. Like, if he would have done it for more than 1 or 2 years, I'm good. I would have been okay. We just bring him, but we're gonna trade the farm and everything. And then he becomes a reliever. Then we're like, okay, get back to square one again. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. To your point too, because I've always. Y'all heard me say it multiple times. If these prospects are not ready, or you have no idea where they're gonna go, trade them. We're winning now. We're not trying to win in 5 years, and we have to keep these prospects so they can be ready by that time. No, we're winning now. You just signed Juan Soto to a $765 million contract. You have to win now. On the other side, I get your point, because it's like, why am I going to give away my prospects to get a guy who there's a very good chance he could possibly be in the bullpen if he can't cut it as a starter? You know what I'm saying? So I get your point. Like, your point is not wrong.
Oh, and listen, and if Vic shoves and everything, egg on my face, I'll be like, okay, what about? But then again, it's like, we all know this. Mets prospects are not the same as any other team's prospects. We rank our prospects, and both New York teams do this for some odd reason. We rank our prospects better than everybody else.
I mean, Dominguez on their side was like a Hall of Famer for the rest of his career.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought I saw Ted Williams. Like, they were telling me Ted Williams was Mickey Mantle. It was Mickey Mantle over there. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if they have Mickey Mantle, what do we have in Ronnie Mauricio? Because he showed more. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
We came up with, and 7 Express Pod came up with the brand new nickname for Lindor. By the way, his new nickname is Mr. Break No Hitter. So there you go.
Oh yeah, because
the break no hitter. Yeah. A lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's that kind of thing. Like we know what our prospects are, but other
right,
people we're just fans. Other people that are smart people probably view it different than us. It's
right.
just that's the way it is. Remember, Boston gave up their top catching prospect. Like I don't know about prospect. I'm not gonna come over here and glamour about. I don't even know the guy's name, but I saw highlights and I said, God damn. That's all I said. I was like, God damn. So you know, the White Sox made a better decision for their organization. They got the better package. I don't know what the Mets package was gonna be. We can all speculate, but it was gonna take maybe our top five,
Yeah, I mean,
top three
like
of
you
the
said,
five, something like that. And
it's
then
like
guess
you
what?
said.
And guess what?
Mhm.
And if that happens, and the guy, God forbid, doesn't work out, you know what this fan base is gonna do? They're gonna cry.
Flip
Oh,
out.
we gave up.
Hmm.
You know, it is what
Hmm.
it is.
Who is this guy? Y'all went based
Yeah,
off one game because how he pitched against us last year, and then y'all gave up. You never
yeah,
win. You never win.
yeah. So it is what it is.
Before we continue, I gotta look at the comment section real quick. The accountant is watching. Appreciate you,
Hey,
Josh. He
yo,
said
Flip,
Flip is
what?
Walter Mercado.
Hey, what? They shout out to what?
Nah, bro. And I'm
Uh,
not even gonna. I can't even pronounce your name, so I don't even want to mess it up. But I appreciate the what's up. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, listen, it's all about being smart with your prospects. Flip just shout out to Flip, yo.
Shout out to
that
Flip.
nigga Flip
Shout
is
out
in
to
here,
Flip,
bro.
yo.
Flip, salute.
Flip,
Oh
Flip.
man, nah. If
Lolia,
Flip can
Lolia.
make these predictions, his name is gonna be Walter Mercado Flip. That's it. That's
Nah,
that.
yeah, you gotta change it at this
You
point,
gotta
bro.
change
If
it.
it
You
happens, you
gotta
gotta
change
change
it.
it at this point.
The way
Yeah.
that he said, the way that this man came on and said, in 7 days, I'm like, son,
Yo, nah, bro.
you
What
have
sold
got
it?
to,
The
unless you
music
can
in
tap
the
into some
background,
dark
bro.
energy
I was
somewhere.
gonna bring that up, Chris. I was gonna bring that up. The music in the
This nigga
background
had the
is
Oh my God,
Avengers.
it's so
He
serious.
had the
It's so
Avengers.
serious.
They, yo,
Now, yo, if
yeah.
Flip could just use his power right now, like I think he really could be a great attorney. I really think that he could be like on somebody's defense team and get people off.
Let me see if I can go rob a bank and then try to get myself into
Yo,
court and see
and
if
if you
I
got Flip representing you,
just
you're gonna have
that's
somebody looking at charts for like a month. Like, yo,
yo,
he couldn't have done it. You want to know why? Because 7 days ago, this man was at home reading books. Do you think a man 7 days ago reading books can go rob a bank? Does that
he's
make
gonna
sense to
break
you?
it down. He's gonna break it down. So if you put the X on the R and then you subtract that by the footsteps of that he had, he's gonna have to come up with some whole
yo,
probability and shit. It's just Flip, bro. It's just what it is. But
Did
yo,
you
Mets
see
was there?
Saturn?
community.
Saturn 3 days ago.
Oh yeah,
Three
yeah.
days ago had a red dot. That red dot. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but you know, like if I
I'm
had
listen.
music behind me.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Master Flip is tracking down Vladdy's whereabouts.
Yo,
So
I gotta
if the
say though,
signing does
Mets
happen,
community.
yeah,
If y'all not in Mets community, y'all gotta keep in tune with us because there's a
yeah.
lot of
You gotta
cats.
follow. You
There's
gotta follow a
yo,
bunch of these people. You got to.
you
Like
gotta be in
you
these
got
spaces and
you got
everything.
too many people like with too many different personalities that you're
Yeah.
just like, yo, I
Yes,
need to
bro.
like follow these people to make 2025 interesting. Like you got the accountant who breaks down the numbers. I swore at parts of the season like he was working for Stearns. Like I really did. I was like, yo, he's watching Cohen's money more than Cohen watches his money. Then you got Pope running these bases and coming up with these hypotheticals that I'm like, yo, I said you could only give him 6 years, damn it. And I'm like, okay, fuck, like that's it. It has to be 6 years. This has to stay like this. And Flip with like the dramatic like dun, 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 in the background, making these like things. It's just awesome. I love being able to like go into the spaces at times and just like hear like the arguments and bouncing up and down like everywhere because it's just like, all right, this person said this, but then you see it from this point of view. And I'm like, yo, should I even say anything or should I just be quiet and just let them just keep going?
Let's not even forget about the Pope trying to ask like 50 different people one question that
Bro, I'm tired of hearing that same.
everybody.
And
Yeah,
you know what? I hope that Hope is watching. I'll still pick Peter Alonso. I'll still pick Peter Alonso. And that's not me wearing my Mets in orange and blue because I'm wearing tan today. So that I'll
I
still
would
pick
too,
the Mets.
Chris. I would too. It makes the most sense. Like you're getting 4 years of somebody in their prime. Like it makes the most sense to me. I don't know.
yeah, man. It'll be fun. It would have been funny if we would have signed Teoscar. How the landscape of shit would have changed. If Teoscar would have came here, how shit would have been so different right now.
Nah, I think if Teoscar would have signed here, Flip would have went to City Field and started putting Dominican flags all over the place. Shout out to Little DR. Shout out to Corona. Shout out to my Dominicans everywhere. Like, I love you. Like, there's nobody that represents the Dominican players more than Flip. I love it. Like, it's awesome. By the way, the Dominican Winter League playoffs is getting underway too. So shout out to everybody out there. Yo, did you see our center fielders play out in the Winter League?
Yo, Jose Seri?
He made a Willie Mays play. I was like, yo, if we can get that.
Stearns the way he was doing, I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't doubt my president of baseball operations.
I was low-key hyped. I know we weren't doing nothing at the time. It was very boring. So that was our first big move, if you think about it. Bro, but I really love the signing because of that same reason. The attitude this guy brings. I know they might have to control him a bit because he's really out there. But at the end of the day, bro, you're gonna get plays like that. He's gonna save you runs, especially when you got a man that people talk about his defense in the right field. Now you got some swag with, like, I know we had an invader. Bader was that a little bit, but he fell off. I think Siri could be a little bit better. I really think that in a better situation, Siri will be a little bit better.
I'm not saying that it cost.
I'm not saying that it's the
cost of what Bader cost.
But if this man can hit 230 with 25 bombs, that's a win. That's it. We won. We won that trade no matter what.
And he brings attitude to the game. Like, he gives that I don't give a shit type of Jesse Winker attitude. Like, it fits. It fits in New York. New York is gonna love him.
What did we say for years about this team? Yo, we need attitude. We need attitude. We got too many softies in here. For the last 2 years, guess what Stearns was doing? Watching this team and say they need attitude. And what he brought? Attitude. Yeah. Look what that got. We
never doubt my president,
but we also become attitude players too.
Never doubt my president of baseball operations.
I mean, I like everything that you guys said. Everything I've often thought that the Mets needed to have like players that are just like, yo, I don't give a damn, and you want like the fan base to, like, every stadium that they go to hate on them. Like, certain players thrive on that. Look at Winker in Milwaukee. Winker in Milwaukee, like, when we went, that was,
look what he did. That felt so good.
Yeah. I till this day want to ask Willie myself, what the hell did you say to him, or what did he say to you for y'all to go back and forth?
I want to know what he did when he slammed the helmet. When he slammed the helmet, what the hell was he saying? I would have loved to have seen him.
That's another one. That's another one. But those are moments that you look and you're like, yo, like you want that guy on your team. Like, you don't care who's. He's gonna fight somebody. You already know it. It's not like he's doing it. He's not somebody that's not gonna fight. He's gonna whip somebody's ass if somebody gets upset about him doing that. He knows it. He knows the repercussions are coming. But you want somebody that's like, yo, I'm not taking no bullshit. Like, I'm here. Like, this is what you're gonna get. This is why I want him back. Like, I hope that they're able.
I think the Mets need to bring him back 100%.
He needs to be back.
Leading that to that, what I was gonna say about that is that listening to Will Simon, like. Pope asked him a question, and it was a good question. And he's saying, he basically said that the obvious was the Mets were going to trade for a pitcher, but he believes they could trade for an offensive player. But Will Salmon, if you listen to him, he kind of said that the Mets are done with pitching, that they're really looking at offense. So that's why I believe the Mets are going to do Pete and a Winker type. And if you look at the situation, and shout out to the guys in the space again, they brought up a good point. Like, it's probably that Taylor's gonna miss more time than we expect.
Yeah,
2 surgeries.
Yeah.
I thought it was one. There's 2 of them.
I thought it was one. Yeah.
And now, if they were into Teoscar, he's an outfielder DH type. If they're looking at Jack Peterson, they were in on him too.
That's true.
Outfielder DH. So what does that tell me? That they're gonna look in the slash DH and outfielder. Right now, if you look at the market, I don't know the market. I don't really look at those things. I lose count of it. I should do more homework. Sorry, guys. I'm new at this, but I do know that Winker is that I think of the last best player out there. That's the DH. Unless there's somebody I know that everybody's talking about Santander, but that's not gonna happen. I don't believe that's gonna happen.
I don't see that either.
Right.
But Winker is the best option for them, like a 2-year deal.
I think that's also a reason why we haven't traded Marte. I think Marte hasn't been traded because I think he's
Good point.
insurance for.
Good point.
Yeah, and I think Marte could also fill that DH spot too. So I think that
That's a good point.
for as many things as people were saying, like, oh, Marte could be like traded for like relief. I think that
Still valuable, bro.
Marte still kind of has a role on this team. So I think that would be something I would hold on to him, especially if Taylor's not going to be playing for. And I mean, I didn't get an update in terms of his when he's going to come back, but I'm fingers crossed he comes soon. I know Nimmo was hobbling crazy by the end of it too, and I felt like that Teoscar thing was kind of like, I wonder if how they feel about Nimmo, and like what.
Yeah, but Keith brought up a point that it kind of makes sense. Like if you don't hear, we haven't heard nothing from Memo thing, so I think he's okay. Like if there was a concern there, you will hear some little rumblings or nothing.
Yeah.
The Taylor one is the interesting one because he's a fourth outfielder. You can replace that.
Yeah.
But
we still have him for like 2 more years, right?
You can't really replace the.
Taylor?
Yeah, he's under control.
We still have. He's on there for like 2 more years.
I thought it was 1, but okay.
1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah, one of those. But he's still with us for at least another year or
at least another year.
Yeah. But there's one guy where, as we were talking about it, that they brought up, and I was like, oh, I would probably sign up for, and it's this guy right here.
Profar.
Oh,
what do you guys think about that option? If
I thought that would be a smart one. That would be a smart move. I think that the Mets, and it would be an outfielder that had a career year that would come at less money than most, and I think that he's one of those hitters that could really be annoying when he's on. So I think that it would be a good addition to the team. I'm down for it. Like, look at those numbers: 280 average, 24 and 85. And let's not get it twisted. He did it in a ballpark that's not like a bandbox like the ones that we have in a lot of like the East Coast, like with the Phillies and the Braves, whatever. He did it in a pitcher's park. So I mean, the guy's been doing his thing, and I think that like and if we remember that series against us, he was annoying. He was annoying.
Pesky.
He was annoying hitter.
He's pesky, bro. He's pesky.
Look at the stats, man.
What I like about it is that he plays a lot more. I know McNeil does the same thing. He really does. Pero I think, in my opinion, I think Profar does it better. In my opinion, like outfielder wise, I think he does it better. Infielder, he was an infielder before, so you know that always replicates good and everything. But the thing I would want Profar only if P is with him. You know, like the same thing we thought about Bregman. Only if P is with you can't replace Pete with Profar. Obviously, everybody knows that.
Right.
But if Profar is an addition with a big bat, I think he's a perfect fit. Now, there is a lot of utility guys on this team. There's a lot of guys that play different outfits. But you know what? That makes you better than like you will never have holes because you got so many people that can play so many positions and they can play it well. Bro, advances you. It advances you, bro. Always.
Interesting take here from Master Flip. He said, I need a hitter with a better track record. I'll take Yandy over Profar.
Well, that's in that case. If P is not here, that
would make a lot more sense if we don't have a first baseman.
I would do it too. Like
and I think that goes to Chris's point. Like I think that if you're gonna have Pete, then Yandy becomes kind of irrelevant, right?
It's a wash.
If you have a Profar, then that gives you the ability to have that position where, like, if let's say Nimmo can't play the outfield too much, or we want to give him a drive. Like give him a spell and get him off his feet, and then Profar play the outfield, the corner position, whatever. It allows us to like help that position more than if we had a Pete, because then you basically are having Yandy just be like your DH, and it kind of he becomes kind of just like a position where it's just him, and then you don't really get any protection anywhere else. I like the idea of having players that you could put in multiple places. Like I think I like having a lineup that's kind of like fluid. And one of the things, that's why, like, like I've had these conversations with you guys before. That's why I've been so pro kind of like a Bregman type, because I think Bregman would bring so many different dimensions to this team. It allows you to have a guy that could play third. It allows you to have a guy that can play second. It allows you to move Vientos to and put him at first, whatever, and do a lot of different things. And I don't think Bregman would eliminate Pete. Like I think that Bregman would just
No, I think it's
emphasize the defense, and I think that it would allow you to do a couple of different things. Not saying that Bregman would become my second baseman per se, but it'll allow you to like spell guys, get people in different roles, like give Vientos a day at DH, then put him back at third, put Bregman at third. Like you could do so many different things. When it becomes like a late inning thing, you could put Bregman in at third base. Then you could do like like the stuff they used to do with Jose Iglesias, but with a better player.
a better play.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it makes sense.
that's something that the like I would. And I know that it's like playing Monopoly, but I think that if we're really talking about a roster construction, I think the best way to do it is we already know that we got Soto for the long term, Nimmo for the long term. We got Lindor, for
Lindor.
the long term, right? So if we sign, let's say we sign Pete, sorry, Rube, couple years, like for 5 years, let's say, right? We now got Pete for 5. So now you're telling me that we got Lindor, Pete,
Covered.
and we got a young kid or McNeil at second, and now we got Vientos also young. So we got the formation of a team that's
It's
like pretty
locked
much
down for
gonna
the
be
next 4
locked
years.
in.
Yeah.
If you're getting me a Bregman for let's say like a 5-year deal too, now you have consistency where you have your whole diamond is pretty much 5 years at least, and then you got your corner outfielders also in for the long term, and you have your center fielder who we could either bring a kid up or we could keep Siri, whatever, and then you have that consistency that you've been looking for. You don't have people like Alonso. I think a lot of his struggles were mental. I think that he was trying to get paid the most. I think if you have a team that's like, yo, we're gonna be here for the long haul. We're gonna like, this is my squad. I'm gonna go to war with them, not just this year, but for another year. I think that says a lot about chemistry, and it'll also say a lot about like, yo, this is where we're at. Like this is who we are gonna be, not just for this year, but the upcoming years. Maybe like switch out a player or two, but like I would like to have that stability, and I think players would like that too. And I think that would be really dope to see, because I think that would allow the Mets to have one of the deepest lineups they've ever had, and I would love to see what they could do with that.
Are you guys okay with them pivoting to an actual situation where if Pete doesn't come back, they have Vientos at first and then possibly one of the kids at third? Or is that something where you're like, I don't want it, but if it happens, it
I,
happens?
to be honest, Tom, I'm gonna be 100%. If that happens, it's a failure. It's a
Right,
disappointment off season. Other than
right.
Soto,
I agree. I agree. I
because
agree.
if there's more question marks again. Now you're adding more question
Mm-hmm.
marks. Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta have short things. Like, and I'm not saying build a monopoly. I'm not here saying flip, get Vladdy, go get Teoscar, go get all the Dominicans, go get Julio Rodriguez too. Go get all the Dominicans. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
Right, right.
it's like AP said. You want stability, but also you got to understand too that I try to understand as a front office guy, and like not as me as a front office. I'm saying like I put myself in their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It's that you need flexibility in these certain positions with young guys, just in case when they become free agents and everything. One
Mm-hmm.
comes in. That's how you save money. That's why you don't waste money,
Mm-hmm.
because if you got these guys
Mm-hmm.
locked in, you don't have to spend no more money there. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
if you got like Pete, like AP said, you got Pete locked up out first. You got second base fluent, like with the young kids. You got
Right.
third base locked in Vientos. He's here for another 5 years. He has Mac control now.
Mm-hmm.
Left
Mm-hmm.
field locked in. Center field, it's Siri, but he has control. Soto locked in. Alvarez locked in. Where you wasting money on the offense? You don't have to worry about the offense again for the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you need flexibility there. Like you need to be stable in positions that you could be stable in, but also places where you can move guys around where it's not gonna hurt you. Like second
Right,
base is
right.
the number one place for us in our team. Our position right now is second base, but there's one guy there. This is one guy there that if he's not moving, we're stuck with him, and that's McNeil, and
Right.
and that's what
Yeah.
all these puzzle pieces move around. and we all assuming things, but we also gotta understand that McNeil's there, right? And so he's not gone. He's there. He's just holding up a spot. And if that's the case, guess what? Nobody wants to take on McNeil or anything. You have two choices to make. You can cut the guy, cut your losses, or you're gonna have to trade these kids like ASAP because they're never gonna play. They're never gonna play.
That trade deadline is going to be so pivotal too, because if they obviously they're going to go into the season with McNeil, with an Acuna possibly, depending on how he does in spring training. Same thing with Mauricio and Beatty. They have so much options, and you're sitting there. You're like, yo, we always crack jokes, right, about McNeil possibly getting traded, that we don't want him here, whatever. Da 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 da. Now, while I do think that he'll never be the player that he was in 2022, he still provides a little bit of value to the club. Like there's nobody that we could argue for days to whoever disagrees with me on that. He still provides something in terms of being a utility to any club. Any club. Now, it's just a matter of, we could talk about, we want him traded or whatever. What team is going to be like, yeah, we'll take him? There are teams that are watching and they're like, yo, he's had a significant drop off since 2022. Let's be real. He has not been the same Jeff McNeil since 2022. He has not. We've all been frustrated with him because he has not had the same approach at the plate that he's had when he won the batting title. There will be a team that I don't think he's that bad to where a team is going to be like, no, we'll pass up. But I don't think the Mets are just going to trade him anywhere. It has to be a smart trade to where they're like, yeah, we're going to send him here because we know that the pieces that we're going to get back are going to be valuable for us.
Mind you, he got a puppy though.
Right. Well, yeah, that puppy. Who knows what that puppy might do for him. But it's
he got a new car, bro. He got a Bronco. Let's go.
Hey,
no, wait. Did Lindor deliver it personally? Did he deliver it personally to him?
Well, because people were having such a fucking titty attack about if he delivered it or not. I don't know, honestly. And you know what? Who gives a flying fuck? I'm gonna be real. Why does everybody get so upset that he didn't deliver it?
I mean, it goes back to that raccoon that they saw in the dugout. Like, we don't know where that raccoon went.
Bro, there were just times where I would go into a Met space, and it didn't even have to. It was either Edge that was hosting, Eddie that was hosting, or probably Keith. I would go into the space, and I would actually be hearing conversations of them saying, "Yo, Francisco Lindor is not a man of his word because Jeff McNeil still hasn't got his car." Is that really what we're talking about? Is out of everything that we could be talking about the Mets, y'all really care if another dude got his car? And he's not even fussing about it. Like, they'll ask him about it. You see Jeff McNeil laughing about it.
I don't think it was the word thing. I don't think people really care if he's a liar or not. I think it was more like if it was messing up the chemistry in the clubhouse.
I think that's what it was.
I think that was more the point. I don't think people are like, yo, do you think Francisco Lindor lies? I don't think that was like the biggest takeaway from that. But I think that, I don't know, like, the optics look bad, I guess, because it's like, yo, I'm gonna buy this dude a car if he wins, and then he won, and then it was basically like, yo, is Lindor gonna give him the car? And then Lindor was going on Mookie Betts' show and be like, yo, like, he was even like, yo, I mean, I'll get it to him when I want to.
Yeah, like, bro,
I was like, all right.
I don't know.
But whatever, I'm glad this shit is over with, and
that shit is dead, right? Like, you see them two, they hugging each other and all that.
Yeah, they're not. You don't see Lindor choking them out in the dugout no more.
You know why? Because they saw the raccoon when Keith went on vacation. It was a red raccoon, and
it was a red one. It was a red. He was actually saving. He was saving McNeil's life. He wasn't choking him. He was saving him.
We're saving his life.
He was grabbing him by the neck to guide him away from the raccoon. Yeah. That's what it was. People misinterpreted it.
Right.
Like, they're not used to seeing people getting saved by the neck. So
social media will have people thinking crazy shit. That's all I'll tell you. Social media will have people thinking that there's certain shit that's real or not.
Wow, bro. Imagine, bro. I'm over here counting days. So glad he gets traded, bro. That's just crazy on social media does, bro.
I'm losing my hair every day because of this Pete Alonso not signing shit. Like this shit.
Yo, but relax, dude. It's in 5 days. 5 days. Tomorrow's Three Kings Day. if he gets traded on Three Kings Day, it's the most Hispanic shit that could ever happen. So, if we gonna give Flip, if it happens on Three Kings Day, the power of Latino be with you. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, bro. You deserve to go out there and get yourself a chimi, some tres golpe, do whatever you want, my brother. You ain't even gotta hit the gym. You deserve to gain weight. Eat all you want, bro.
Tomorrow you eat all the plátanos that you want.
Yeah, bro. Do what you gotta do, because boy, that was some crazy shit. Un arroz
soñando, just everything.
Oh my God. Con arroz con habichuela y chicharrón de pollo sin hueso. Like, do what you gotta do, bro. Go to La Cabaña, that's right there in Corona. La Cabaña be slapping every fucking time. Like, you got and oh my Jesus. Shout out to my people in Corona, bro. Y'all don't know about that shit. Only me, AP, and Chris know about that shit. Only me, AP, and Chris know about that shit. Yo.
Now I'm hungry and shit. Now I'm hungry. Now I want food. Great. Great. We should, instead of baseball, we should just do like a Dominican food podcast.
We could do an episode on that where we all start.
Wait.
What we do.
Oh my God!
You have to make sure it has.
If this happens, if they do a Sancocho Sunday, watch out. City Field's gonna be lit.
Loco, a Sancocho Sunday, I'm canceling all my plans for Sunday summers.
Everybody's going to be... But that's not a baseball dish. Could you imagine Soto hits a home run and everybody's Sancocho goes up in the air? It's going to be mad third-degree burns. It's going to be crazy. You can't... Citifield can't afford... I mean,
imagine the Sancocho
everywhere. This is going to be nuts.
They're in the playoffs and we're tied 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth and while Soto hits one out.
Nice weather, cold weather.
But if you got yourself a Sancocho in the middle of a playoff game, I think you're nuts, by the way. I think that would be nuts.
You're done. You're done.
It's 3-3, and you're in the middle of Sancocho. I think I would be judging you a little bit.
You're like this. You're like,
I don't know.
You're like...
That's a little weird.
I don't care.
Oh man, but going back to what we were talking about before, I think they definitely have different avenues to hit on. I honestly, reading that Will Salmon article though, when they were talking about the Alex Bregman shit, I honestly was kind of like taken back by it, because I was like, damn, I really thought Alex Bregman would be a player that they would be like putting their foot down on. Like, yo, we need this guy, because I would have assumed that they would get. Now again, the Vladdy thing could still be a situation. Pete could probably be that number one, that last big bat piece that they need to get. Who knows? But I would have looked at it from a standpoint of, yo, Alex Bregman is out there. Let's add one more quote-unquote superstar caliber bat to this lineup, because Juan Soto wants them to add. So, I don't know. I was kind of reading that article. I was taken back by it. I was like, they're not really pursuing it? Okay. Now, he was right. They can still go, as of right now, they can still be looking into it. Who knows? The offseason's not over. But just reading that article, I won't be surprised if that is true, where they're not even entertaining him at all. What do you guys think?
I mean, we got that guy on Twitter that has the 11 followers that said that by tonight Pete was going to sign. So I don't know. I think that they're focusing on Pete, according to this guy. And I'd say that the jersey was getting pressed right now.
Oh yeah,
bro. Yeah. A jersey that the man already has been wearing for the last 6 years.
But they're pressing it though, aren't they? Aren't they pressing it as we speak?
They're pressing it.
Somebody at City Field sleeps there and presses jerseys. Apparently, that's what's going on.
I mean, the font change, right? So
yeah,
that's
true.
He
got bigger. His name is bigger now on his jersey.
So that's what it is. Thank God, by the way. Thank God.
But those jerseys were god awful, man. Jesus.
But the Bregman shit, and this is what Keith mentioned this earlier in the space, and I kind of agree with. Every time the Mets are very, very, very quiet, they're up to something, bro.
Yeah,
they're up to something, bro. And I'm not saying the Bregman thing, because I believe Will Salmon and he could, but let's be honest, this front office, they're very tight-lipped. They just love dropping bombs out of nowhere. So I'm still not gonna keep my hopes up. I'm just gonna be neutral on it. Like, I'm not gonna say we can't get him. I'm gonna say we can. I'm just gonna be neutral about it. Like, I'll wait and see, because with this front office, you can't guess anything. Like, the most obvious thing that you think is gonna happen doesn't happen. Like the only obvious thing that we thought, and I'm one of them. I really didn't think we are gonna get Soto. Like I was losing my every day that went on. I was like, I don't know, bro. But other than that, we didn't see the Siri thing coming. We didn't see what the Clay Holmes was kind of predicted by Keith. So shout out to Keith for
Frankie
that.
Montas. I didn't see that.
Frankie Montas, nobody. We saw it as a
No
joke, and
stuff.
that shit happened. So these little things that they do that nobody expects them to do, like nobody talks about. So
Right.
that's what kind of gets me like trying to say like, yo, you know what? Like people can say that they're not in on it, but Bremer hasn't signed yet, bro. You know what I'm
No,
Right.
saying? Like, yeah, I heard Texas was. I mean, the Tigers were finishing the touch. They're off what by years or some shit, and he still hasn't signed yet.
yeah, no, you're right.
So
I,
if he
I, I
hasn't
like
signed,
I like
it's
where Chris is
because
going with this because
something's
it's
happening.
true.
Something has to be happening, bro.
We don't know anything that's going on. This is something that I've loved about this organization for a while now under Cohen, that we don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm very thankful for the fact that that's the case, because I really hated people coming up with leaks and all this shit. So I love that we find out things after the fact, because I think that that's what a well run organization does. You don't have leaks. Like, you just keep it everything close knit and to the vest, because you don't want people like getting an upper hand on you or figuring out your
Hmm.
next move. So let us not
Exactly.
be like talked about. Yo, we the Rokusaki dude, the shredder from the Ninja Turtles picture that the Mets are trying to get right now. Like, yo, he could be a Met. We
Nigga
don't
said
know.
this.
We have no
Nigga
idea.
said the
He
shredder,
could be a Met.
bro.
He could be fighting the Ninja Turtles in Manhattan
Yo,
every night.
I'm gonna
We
be honest
don't
with you,
know.
AP. If he's shredding niggas out here, I'm want him, bro. If he's shredding dudes out here, bro, I want him, bro. If his nickname is gonna be the shredder, I want him, bro.
Nigga said shredder.
If he's gonna be shredding dudes, I want him ASAP.
Oh, I can already hear the Mr. Shredder chants in City Field.
Son, we got a whole entertainment system. Sega. Now we're gonna have Shredder and the Turtles.
Shredder. Teenage
Oh
Mutant
man.
Ninja Turtles. Play that shit all the
Hey,
way
listen.
through.
Not I like. Now you talking about Roki. Look, listen. I try to keep my hopes down on it because I want the kid, but I just not trying to fit. I don't want to jump on that boat. That you know how this fan base is, bro. Like I try to keep my way from try to be neutral as possible because if you don't get the person you really want, you get so disappointed, and I don't want to be that person, bro. I want to be
Right.
as neutral and positive as possible. So I try to keep it neutral. So with the Roki, yes, I really want him. I think this kid has so much potential. At 23, at 23, with full
Yeah, man.
control. But
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to say, oh, the Mets, we were so in on him. And I'm just going to try to keep it neutral, try to keep it as positive as I can because if that bomb drops, that the Mets get this kid, I want to see people talk about the Mets rotation then. Then give me
Yeah,
another
man.
ranking about the Mets
I mean,
rotation. Because that's the joke
they
around
could
the league right now.
get him. They could get him.
Clay
I don't
Holmes, your
see
number
why.
two. Clay
Yeah.
Holmes, your number two. Okay, we'll see. We'll talk about that.
I mean, listen. I've said it in my lives. I've said it in the last two episodes that we did. The New York Mets still need an ace in this rotation. I don't care what people tell me. They still need an ace in this rotation. Kodai Senga is not an ace caliber pitcher as of right now. He is not. There's no confidence that Kodai Senga is going to come back next year and is going to give you what he gave you in 2023. There's no confidence. It's a question mark. I'm not saying that he can't, but it's a question mark with Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga, there's no guarantee that Kodai Senga is going to give you what he gave you in his return last year before he ended up getting hurt.
I was at that
It's a
game.
question mark. So was I, and I wanted to cry. That brother was lights
That
out. He
sounds
had
like
that
me
team
at almost
twice.
every game.
I was hyped until I saw him go down. I'm like, yeah, there we go.
Shout out to the
Damn,
Minnesota
I
Twins.
often think like this year could have gone maybe even a little more different had Senga been
Oh
healthy.
yes.
I could just
Bro,
Yeah,
absolutely,
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 bro. Yeah,
bro. We would have taken the division, hands down.
yeah.
Would have taken
yes,
the
bro.
division.
But you know what though? Like at the end of the day, like we could say the shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff, but like I do think that based off where we were, like I think that the matchups and everything played to our favor. So
Oh
had
no, of
we
course,
won
I
the
agree.
division,
I agree.
who knows? Like who knows what we would have been? But I think that we could have
No,
maybe
listen.
been a little bit more. I think the games would have been a lot more challenging against the Dodgers. I think that if Single was 100,
Well, yeah,
it would have that would have been a big difference.
It would have been a better series. I agree. I think it would have been a little bit better series.
Yeah, because I thought in that series we had the upper hand with the starting pitching, and it just didn't work itself out.
I just think it was a risk of, and I love Mendy, but I think it was a bit of a risk for putting Kodai Senga as your number one to start the playoffs. I mean, obviously, he only went 2 innings in game 1 of the NLDS. He obviously pitched at the game 1 of the NLCS, and you saw how that turned out. So I just think with him coming back from injury, and then you're just throwing him into the fire like that, you were gonna use him anyways in your playoff rotation. But I would have thought they probably would have gone with a Manaya as your number one instead of just putting Senga out there. Just because, again, I get it. He's got Senga, he has the stuff, but he's coming back from injury. You need him to kind of get some like simulated games, even though there wasn't. But you need him to see something and kind of get comfortable and not just throw him in there. So I was a bit confused, but it's understandable at the same time why they did it. I probably would have just went Manaya as your number one.
And shout out to the last time we spoke. Manaya signed after that. We didn't speak about it, so I just want to give a shout out to Manaya that he resigned, and that was a big sign. Hey, listen. That's our guy. We changed the guy. He has success with us. So the fact that we can re-sign him and a good deal, like it was a good deal.
Yeah.
And we can have him, and he's gonna be one of the top guys in the rotation. Hey, listen, that's a shout out to the Mets and
friendly
the
deal
man getting paid. The man, of course, he deserves to get paid. We got him paid, and he's not with us. And he's a clubhouse guy. Everybody loves him. Lindor definitely loves him. Like. Him and Montas are best friends. Like all these little things add up, bro. Like all these little things are a good sign. And he played with Soto in San Diego. Everybody forgets about that. So
yeah, man. And again, you look at that deal. If you go, not even forget about the deal. After we lost in Game 6, when they interviewed him, and you saw that he was tearing up, he was getting emotional.
That shit got me, bro.
That shit got me too. This is a guy that you never hear nothing bad about him around the league. He's always positive when it comes to his name. Yeah, people have question marks about his pitching, but for him to come in here even shout out to Keith. Keith was also one of those guys that he wasn't so sure about the signing. Completely did a 180, changed everything. Chris Sale helping him with his motion, and then you saw how everything just flipped for him. He ended up becoming one of our best pitchers in the rotation. For him to have that emotion and to really say, yo, this is literally like one of the best teams I've been on, and I would love to be back here.
Bro.
For him to take a deal like that after what we kept saying, yo, if Sevy's getting this, Manai's gonna go high. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to take a deal like that, it not only will I forever have respect for him for that and for everything else, but I will tip my cap because it showed that he wanted to come back, that he was willing to. He still wants to pay at a good amount, but he's willing to take a little bit lower.
Right. That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You want dudes that.
Son, I mean, he could have been pitching in Sacramento.
I mean, yeah, he could have gone back to they offered him, supposedly reports came out that they offered him a bigger deal before Sevy.
Yes.
So
yes,
he could have gone back there, but
I mean, who doesn't want to pitch in front of 5 people in Sacramento? Come on.
I mean, Sevy took it, he's
no,
in the AAA team.
Sevy won. Yo, I think Pete Alonso's about to break Sacramento, I should say. Sacramento's all-time home run record if he goes out there and hits
nothing is more classic. Nothing is more classic than when they did the press conference for him and they took him to the stadium and they have the picture of him just looking out to the field and he has that face like, what did I do?
He's like, how
what
many fly balls
have I done?
How many bombs? No, but I don't want to shit on the man. The man did.
I don't even.
Sevy's
I hope it goes. I hope it goes well for him.
Me too.
He's gonna get traded the second week of April.
He's definitely gonna get traded. He's
getting traded April 15th on tax day when the Sacramento A's figure out, oh shit, we gotta pay him money.
Yeah,
they're gonna trade him right away.
Sacramento's gonna be like, I need out this contract. The second month they signed him. The second month.
Sacramento's gonna go. They're gonna start the season 1-13, bro, and he's gonna request a trade by the 15th, bro. That's how bad it's gonna get.
What would be sick? Would be if the Mets trade for him too. God. If the Mets pick him up at the trade,
I would love it. I
Oh,
would
that would
love
be
it.
crazy.
Oh
And
my
I
god,
can
I
totally
would
see
love
that.
it.
I can totally see that being
That would be
something that
funny,
happens.
right?
I would love it. Do it. Bring him
The
back.
Mets
I
trade
wanted
the
him back. Bring him
Sacramento
back.
A's. They send them McNeil. The Mets trade McNeil for
Yo,
Severino.
it's like the perfect worlds colliding, bro.
Oh
And
Get
they
man.
McNeil going.
and they
You
got
want Semi
draft picks
back.
for him too.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy, I would absolutely love it. But yeah, man. Before we wrap it up here, shout out to the 175 that's in here. Appreciate everybody
Yeah,
taking
shout
the
out to
time to
everyone.
watch us, man. Shout out, you know, we. By the way, let
Yo,
us know about
shout out to
how
Rube.
the setup
How to
looks.
my beard don't look as sharp as Rube. Sorry, Rube.
Yeah,
I
word.
need to,
My shit patchy as hell.
I need to step up my game.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know why this like I feel like I'm like in some dark dungeon. I don't know why my living room looks like this. Like it just feels like I'm like in like I can just see my reflection and I'm like, wow, it looks like I'm like
You know,
really in the
AP,
dark.
since we started doing this, you've never had good lighting, man. I don't know what
Nah, I
it
don't.
is. It-
This lets you know I'm broke. This is just broke lighting. This is broke shit.
yo, what you should do is
This lighting right here does nothing for me.
download TikTok, go to the TikTok shop, get yourself one of those cheap the
No,
makeup lightings that they use,
no.
put it in
Hold
the
on.
back.
I got my phone. Let me see. Maybe my phone. I'll just use the flashlight on my phone. This is brokey. My vibe. Look, is this better?
Yo, you nah, bro.
Vladdy's
Nah,
coming in
you good.
7 days. Oh,
Oh, man, bro. But
oh my
before we
god.
head out of here, I'm gonna ask you guys one last question. Obviously I'll answer at the end, but I'll start with Chris. Chris, what do you think is gonna happen within the next month or so? Do you think Pete comes back?
Oh,
Do
that's a
you
good
think they
question.
go a different route? Or do you think, like I said, they stand pat with the kids and move Vientos, and use one of the young guys at third? Like, what do you think is gonna happen within the next month? Because spring training is around the corner.
No, there it's right there. What I believe he is coming back 100%.
Okay.
I believe it's gonna be a 3 to 4 year deal, no longer than that. That's what
Okay.
my belief is. That's what I think. No 6 year deal, 4 years tops. I think three, opt outs at four. I believe. I don't know the money. I'm not gonna say because these contracts are weird.
Yeah. Right.
They put these numbers out. I don't know, but
Right.
I believe P is coming back. And I believe they're gonna like listen to Will Salmon. I believe it's gonna be another addition to the lineup. I don't know what that
Right.
player is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be an impact player or a guy like a Jesse Winker type. Which, if you tell me, Peter Alonso and Jesse Winker, are you guys satisfied with that?
Yes.
You said Pete Alonso and Winker?
And Jesse
And
Winker.
Winker,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I would be, especially
Yeah.
with
so
Juan
that's what.
Soto in the house.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely
thank
would
you.
be cool with
So
that.
that's what because if you
Right.
look at it, if you look at it, if you say you get Pete and Winker back, you know who you replace Juan Soto with, right? It's from last year. It's JD Martinez.
JD Martinez.
It's the same
And we don't got
exact
to deal with
team.
that. Yep.
It's the same exact team with a Juan Soto instead of JD Martinez. Sign me up
Upgrade
right now.
right now. Yep.
And I think that's gonna happen. I think that's
100%.
Okay. AP.
I put my ones up for I don't know. Like I don't really know what the future holds. I know that in 7 days Vladdy's gonna be here, so I don't know what's gonna happen with Pete, but I know in 7 days Vladimir Guerrero is going to be a Met. I know that for a fact. As far as Pete Alonso, I would like him to come back just for the simple fact that I think that it would we need another we need a power bat in the lineup.
Okay.
And since we're not really connected to Bregman at the moment, I would love for the Mets to make sure that we have protection for Soto because I just look at it right now like we just put rims on a hoopty. We need to make sure that we're putting rims on like on a dope car as opposed to like let's get rid of a power hitter and then just have nobody to protect them. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed we could get, according to XY 1378 1970, Pete signing tonight. It's what? It's 9:56. So Pete, you're on the clock. You got 2 more hours, dude. And Vladdy,
Yeah.
5 more days.
Hey.
5 more days, Vladdy. But no, I really do want Pete to come back just for that. If we don't get Vladdy, obviously, and let's get this bullpen strengthened out too. Let's bring back O'Reilly. Let's bring back Stanek. I like those dudes. I think those dudes would fortify the pen.
Me too.
And hey, Kirby Yates. Let's go all in. Let's go all in.
Okay, P. Okay. Shout out to. I got one more to ask you. Shout out to the Pope. You taking a 6-year deal with Alonso or a 3-year deal?
Yo, I'm taking Pete. I'm taking Pete.
Just to get the Pope mad. I'm taking Pete.
Some ways like
shout out to the Pope. And yo,
3 years is all we want.
And real quick before we end it, for everybody, shout out to the 186. It actually went up. Wow. For everybody in this group chat that keeps making fun of me.
We should keep running. We should keep saying that we're gonna end it and see if the number keeps going.
Yo,
I don't know. F work. I'll live off this. Do we get paid? We get paid off this?
So shout out to everybody in our group chat that keeps making fun of me because I'm the only dude in fantasy sports to never win and they keep making fun of me for this shit. So you know what y'all can do?
Wait, hold on.
Y'all can
you didn't win one game? You didn't win one game?
Nah, brother. Nah.
Yo, top.
Wait, you went 0 like
again, it wasn't 20? Like I was like 0 like 0-20 something, like 0-20, 0-21, something like that.
Yo,
No, I retired. I was like, listen, there's nothing I could do.
And you put money on this. You put money, your money on this.
I got money.
$100.
It's
enterprise.
$100.
I could take the risk. No, I didn't win nothing.
Oh, yo, he's rich. That's true. He's rich.
So right. I was able to take risks like that. Like it was fun. That $1,000.
He don't got no kids, Chris. He don't got no kids. He could just do that. He don't got no kids.
Nigga, right now, those $100, my wife would be like, "Tú gastaste 100 pesos en eso." No.
That sounds like
I can't do that now though. Because the bills.
I gotta hide that Soto shit that's coming in. By the way, I gotta hide that. Nobody talking about.
Don't show it in chat. Don't.
That's just an old shirt. It's an old shirt. It's an old shirt.
But why does it have 22 on there? See, what I did was I just carved it out and just put the.
That's how much it cost. 22 cents. Don't worry about it. It was 22 cents. You went 0-20 though. 0-20 for real.
AP,
bro, you lose a game by mistake. You could win a game by mistake.
Yeah, you can win a game by mistake.
It was you know what it is? There were at least like maybe 2 days out of the entire season where I didn't pay attention, but the rest of it I was. Thing was, I didn't make no trades. I stuck with the players that I had. The players that I had.
Nobody on the waiver wire, nothing.
Bro, I remember. Wait,
bro.
You had Mookie Betts. He got hurt. That's what happened when Mookie Betts got hurt.
Right. But you see, the niggas in the chat, they don't think about that shit. They just want to be like, oh, this nigga didn't win the game, so we're just gonna poke. Shout out to Tank who had to bring that up, and then Macho who been making fun of me about that shit had to add on to that shit. So fuck y'all. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm never doing fantasy fucking sports ever again because I just got bad luck.
Don't do it.
I think the fantasy for you is dead, brother. The fantasy is dead. Like let it go.
It's done. Let it go. No, it's done. I can admit that. Like there are people that I can admit I'm done. That's it. I did it twice. It wasn't my shit.
Yeah, you gotta do like that Disney shit and let it go.
Let it go. The only fantasy he's gonna be doing is the Vladdy coming to the Mets. That's the only fantasy.
That's the only fantasy.
Only thing. That's the only thing I could do because again, if it actually does happen, we'll be right back over here talking about it. So it could be some truth to it.
If that shit happens,
all right.
I'm gonna be on this. I'm over here like this. That's what I'm gonna do because I got nothing.
Yo, so now we know Top can't host no type of fantasy like sports podcast. Now we know. Don't take.
I mean, I could host a podcast and I could just put the information they want me to put there and just host it.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
I wouldn't go to that.
I wouldn't be able to actually play it because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, here's this dude." You should see the gifts that they're putting in this damn chat, bro. It's stupid. Man. It's just like, it's like, I open this shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Not for nothing. Macho really got some weird stuff that he watches. All I gotta say.
We don't gotta talk about that here.
We don't even gotta talk about.
That's private shit. No.
My goodness gracious.
Shout out to Queens baseball, man. But I appreciate the 192 watching, man.
We got 292. Yo, let's keep saying we're leaving and stay till 200. Like, go tell your friends. We'll stay until we get to 200. So, guys, About the Sancocho Sunday idea, like, you think that it's gonna take off? Like, can I get some credit for it? Like,
I'll do it.
No.
I'll
In
do
all
it. I'll do
seriousness,
it.
no. In all seriousness, if the Mets turn out to have a Dominican team like that, we
yeah.
need to go to a game with Platanos on, bro. Like, no lie, bro.
We out. We are
With
out, dog. I'll
Platanos?
do
With
it.
Platanos.
I don't
We
care.
need to look like
We need
plantains,
to have
bro.
a black. You know that that athletic that dude that the dude that does the shirts, athletic logos, I think his name
Oh
is.
yeah,
He had that
Athlete.
Platano Power shirt. I was like on the fence about getting it because I was like, it's a cool. You got the shirt. You did get
I gotta
it.
go
Okay.
get it. I'm trying
Oh,
to go
I
get
was
it.
thinking about getting it. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, that shirt is interesting. I was like, yo, it's an interesting design.
Yo, let's keep the
Platano
comment
Power.
going. It's still going up. But yes,
do we? How many people where are we at right now?
195. 195.
195.
Shout out to the 195.
So we need
Damn,
five.
this is actually
Tell
yeah.
your cousin we're holding this till we get to 200. We need five more people. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. My lighting will get better. I'll go to another room. I will go to.
What I
Don't
will
make
do.
me come do this computer. Go get your uncle. Go get somebody to turn on the computer and be like, yo, they're talking Mets baseball until they get to 200.
I sent it to a couple of family members so they could join in. They haven't done anything yet. So
is this mostly the 191? Like, it's mostly just your family? Shout out to Top's family. He's doing a great job.
Yo,
none of my family supports. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. My wife is like, "What's the podcast?" I don't know. You're talking to people on the internet. That's the support I get.
Your wife,
that's what I get.
Yeah, your wife was like, "You're not gonna make no money out of it anyways." Like, she's trying to do all the negatives, trying to put it. Yeah,
yeah, and like, and I know I'm paying for this already because I gotta wake up in like, let's see, 7 hours officially, like for tomorrow. So I got 7 hours of really bad sleep ahead of me. So there you go.
Just know that
we got 195 still. 195.
We need two more. We need
two more. Yo, go get your baby mama to come on and support Mets baseball. Like, you still love her.
We got to the 200. We got to the 200. We got to the 200.
Yo,
hey, just
me gente.
Yo, just know, right before I end this, just know I will be at Citi Field with a Dominican flag and a pot and a spoon. So every time they get on offense, they hit a home run.
Don't tell that to Flip. He's already doing about fucking typical. You gonna be the singer, bro? You gonna be the singer?
Yo, I'll be some dope shit. You imagine getting to Citi Field and playing typical every game at Citi Field? Yo,
yep.
I'll sign up for it. I'll sign up for it, but
yeah, we got to the 200. You said
202.
202. All right. 202. So I think I gotta go anyway because I think my daughter is crying and I think my yelling woke her up. So with that being said, I want to give a shout out to everybody. Juan Soto, thank you for coming here. Pete Alonso, stop doing your nonsense. You don't want to play in Anaheim, so cut it out. Vladdy, if you're listening, 5 days.
5 days.
All right, guys. Salute to everybody. I gotta go attend to and go be dad of the year too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, Queens Baseball.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the 203, man. Let's go Mets, man. Shout out to all the Mets content creators, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for the support. And we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.
We'll see you.